Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to City Skylines Mass Transit. I certainly hope you're having a fantastic day, because I'm certainly excited to be back here in the city of Nerdshire, where things are going pretty darn well indeed. We have 1,680 people living here. We are well on our way to being a boomtown of 2,200 people, at which point we unlock a new 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer square, as well as public transport services, which is going to be super important because that's what the expansion is all about. It's all about that public transport. So hopefully we can achieve that fairly quickly. We do currently have some pretty big demand for residential zoning, so let's go ahead and deal with that. Just like so. We're also running into some issues with power, apparently. I would assume, yep, electrical availability. It ain't doing so good right now. If we wanted to get ourselves another coal power plant, we absolutely could. What I'm thinking we'll do, though, is we'll put one just down there. And we'll move this one to be down there as well, so they're just by the bridge, right at the entrance of the city. And maybe we'll go ahead and fill in a little bit of industrial zoning just there as well. Just to add a little something extra to that end of the city in terms of zoning, so we can get a few more people, a few more jobs. We're not doing so great with money at the moment. We are only on 15,600, 700, 800, and so on. And it's raining as well. I've left dynamic weather on, by the way. I haven't got the day-night cycle on currently. At least I don't think I have the day-night cycle on currently. No, I don't. We also don't have disasters turned on because I'd really rather not deal with disasters, if I'm perfectly honest. But we do have dynamic weather because I do love how the roads glisten in the rain. And if you look really carefully, I don't know if it'll show up on YouTube, you can actually see the water hitting the ground there. Man, that's nice, actually. I'll be honest, I didn't even know that happened. So, fair play. That's a nice little bit of detail there. Okay, so we have some pretty big demand for a few things across the board, mostly residential zoning. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a road down like this. Possibly. Yeah, we'll bring some roads around like this. We're going to keep things relatively symmetrical for the time being. Eventually, obviously, we will divert a little bit from the lines of symmetry, but just for the time being, I don't think there's too much point in doing that. So let's go and do this kind of thing, and I think we'll have our first little dead-end road in here. Possibly. Or maybe we won't, I don't know. Maybe we'll just go straight through. I think we'll just go straight through for the time being. There's really no need for dead-end roads. There's not enough traffic in this city for that kind of thing to be necessary. So what I want to do is get some commercial zoning just there, and some commercial zoning just there as well. We're also going to need some pipes. So let's bring some water just around like this. And we'll bring it down like that as well. So that's going to give water to those new areas. The new bits of commercial zoning are going to get rid of the demand we had for that. Those bits of commercial zoning, obviously, there to be a bit of a buffer between industry and future residential spaces. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some residential zoning in there. And we'll do a little bit over here as well. I have provided water to that entire neighborhood. That's going to grow quite nicely. We're almost at 2,000 people living here. Still not amazing in terms of money, but I don't think I'm too worried. What is this? So that's Eliza Street. Okay. And then that is Sabrina Highway leading on to Sabrina Street. I do love that the names carry through like that. I'm a big fan of the names carrying through the whole way there. It also works with bridges, obviously. So, Clark Bridge, if we were to continue a road off of this way, yeah, Clark Street. So I do really enjoy the way that whole system works. I'm a really big fan of the road naming thing. It's nice. It's really fun. Now let me go ahead and maybe move this road here, because I think I want to get some industrial zoning just there. And I also want to... I'll connect this road back up over here like this. But it just gives me room to expand down here a little bit, which I think is something I'd like to do. I'm also thinking it might be an idea to do some one-way roads down here. So something like that leading to there, which can lead sort of like... where does this road go? I think I need to go there and then up. So yeah, that works perfectly. So that's sort of a one-way road going down and around there, which I kind of enjoy. One of those roads can go left, one can go straight on, and that's going to give us some room for a bit more industrial zoning, which I'm absolutely going to want. And I think I'll also throw some Why do I keep pausing when I'm building roads? That's really, really unnecessary. I'll add a little bit more in here, just like that. And I think I'll also go ahead and get the pipes in here as a bit of a precaution for future zoning, so I don't have to do it later. There we go. All right. This really is coming together, though. We're almost at 2,200 people. We are so very close. There we go. We're at Boomtown. We got ourselves transportation and a new 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer square. Now, what I'm thinking is it would be a shame if I was to take this one, because obviously the whole point of this thing is that we're dealing with the 7 lakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I think it's going to make sense if I start buying the lake tiles around here. So we're going to go for that one up there. And then what we do is we buy the 3 on either side of that. Now that does give us a lot of room to play around with here, and I'm quite excited to do just that, but we're going to be waiting a little bit before we do that. We're just going to have to be patient, ladies and gentlemen, because there's really no point in expanding way too quickly. That will never work. Let's go ahead and get some residential zoning just there, and let me not overdo it. I need to be careful to not completely overdo it with the residential zoning, because if I'm not, then things are just going to go bad. Things are going to go bad so quick. I'll overdo it a little bit with the industrial zoning there, though. Also, I should look into education. Oh, elementary schools are... they're not doing great. There's more and more people becoming eligible. Then with high schools, there's 745 people eligible for that. How much is a high school per week? 560? Honestly, we can afford that. We can afford 560. So where are we gonna put a high school? I think right in here would be a good spot. I do actually like the idea of sort of tearing this place apart and turning it into like a little school neighborhood. I think that'd be kind of fun. But I think I'll just do that. I'll just put the high school there. I'm also going to move the elementary school to be directly in front of the high school, because I realize I have public transportation now. So what I can do is if I go in here and I do a little road like that and like that, I can't do this actually. I was going to say I could upgrade this to... I could upgrade this to be a different type of road so that we can get some bus stops there, but that's not actually really going to work. Which is a shame, really. That is a bit of a shame. When do we unlock the large avenue? 4,200 people. Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to leave this just like that for the time being, just so that we do have these crosswalks right in front of the schools. That's something I want. I also really want the bus depot, but it's $30,000 and we don't currently have that, so we'll hold off. And in the meantime, I think I'll deal with the residential demand that is climbing just there. So we'll fill up that space. We can fill up that space too. My voice really demonstrating just how mature it is there with that little crack. I heard that voice. I heard that. Let's bring a bit of commercial zoning across there as well. I think what I'll do here is bring commercial zoning down. We could change this a little bit. Bring commercial zoning down to there, and then give me a sort of double strip of commercial zoning straight through there, and then give me another sort of double strip of commercial zoning straight through there. Because what I can do is get rid of that zoning and get rid of that zoning, and we can go ahead and throw a bit more residential zoning in there. And I think that's what I'd like to do. So we'll do that, and we'll do that. We'll zone up to that corner as well, because we might as well. So we'll get that kind of thing going. We'll fill up these little spaces in between soon enough. But this area down here, this can just be industrial. And I know this is also going against what I said about not having too much industrial zoning to begin with, but we kind of need to, basically. We need the industrial zoning until we have a lot of education going, and we don't have a lot of education going. Now, here's my question. Oh, we do have $34,000. We can totally get buses. We'll do that in just a moment. When do I unlock these? So 4,200 people is when we get all of the roads. So it's going to be a little while. Okay, that's fine. We can make that work. Let's get buses. Let's go for buses. I think what I'll do for the time being is I'm going to throw the bus depot. I don't know where to throw the bus depot, actually. I think I'll throw it next to the power plants. So just there should be fine for the bus depot. And let's get some buses going. Obviously, we don't need too much in the way of buses, but I think I'm going to go for 2 different loops here. So I want one that goes there, and I want it to have stops fairly frequently, possibly unnecessarily so. I think I did that on the wrong side. Possibly unnecessarily frequently, but I want them regardless. I want the stop to go there, and I want to stop there. Okay, then I want it to come over, and I'm basically going to sort of try and mirror this a little bit. So there'll be one there and there, then sort of in that spot. Then we'll get one kind of as close to the middle up there as we can get. Actually, no, we'll not. We'll go for there and there and there. So that right there is going to be one bus loop. Then the other one is, again, going to sort of mirror what we've done there. So we have a stop there. Now this one can be a little bit different because it needs to come in like this. Oh, hold on a minute. Have I done this the wrong way? Because I need the stop to be on that side. Yeah, I have. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll start there. We are going to come out like this. We are going to go to there. And then that spot. Then that spot, I think. I think it's about there. Then about there. Then a little bit further down like there, then that one. And then in that spot and that spot. So the buses are sort of running around the outskirts there, but that should hopefully be able to pick people up quite nicely. And what's more, we do have the crosswalks there where people can actually cross the street to get to the high school and to get to the elementary school. And there's actually quite a few people that are lining up to use the buses. So that's beautiful news right there. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful news. We could, of course, get some bus lines if we wanted. We could go for trams if we wanted. Heck, we could even go for ferries if we wanted. But I think we'll just stick with taxis. Honestly, I think taxis are probably going to be the best bet here. Not really sure where to throw them, though, is the thing. Because they are a weirdly proportioned building. So maybe I'll throw taxis just like down here somewhere. That could be an idea. I think we'll throw them like there. Yeah, that'll work. We'll put taxis just into that spot and not worry too much about it. Oh, we're having some job issues over here. Okay, so the population needs to grow and grow quite quickly. So let's go ahead and fill up this space here and here. And that'll hopefully deal with some of the population issues that we're having. Yeah, the taxi depot is probably fine there. What we could do is throw in some taxi stands, because if we put a taxi stand there and there, we can... This is very similar to the start of the vanilla Let's Play. Not the vanilla one, the Tornado Country Let's Play, isn't it? With the taxi stands down this middle section. It is very, very similar. But I don't mind. This is a pretty good way to start, you know? You go with like this box thing here. What is up with you? Abandoned for what reason? Is it going to tell me the reason? I don't think it is. Okay, we'll not worry too much about that. We do have some abandoned buildings. We do have some issues with not enough educated workers. Is that because of elementary schools? It might be also power problems, man. Come on. What if I was to just give more of a budget to the power plants? Would that fix our problems? Slightly. Not by a lot. Not by much. Oh, no, that is actually... Okay, so the electricity consumption's going down. Is that because buildings are getting abandoned left, right, and center, or is that because of the budget change? I don't really know. We'll not worry about it. So what's up with you? Not enough customers and not enough educated workers. Okay. So we're having two different problems there. Not enough educated workers is something we can fix. I think we're gonna just need another elementary school. And I'm very tempted to just throw it there, which is where the original one was. But what I can do is I can run a little pathway down there. I'm also gonna need to turn off the snapping to road guidelines for a second. So I can get a pathway there. And I can get a pathway there. We'll turn the snapping back on. And that right there should... oh my god, the buses are so busy. That should make things very, very easy for us right there. In terms of getting people into elementary schools. And just generally for people walking up and down this road, because they can just walk straight through to high school. So definitely quite keen to do some good stuff with pedestrian paths around here. Oh, we have deaths creeping in. All right. So we need a cemetery, which honestly is going to eventually make way for a crematorium. So the cemetery is going to go out by the landfill site because it's a temporary thing. That's that simple. That's why the cemetery is out there. It is a temporary measure, not a permanent one. And I know that's a terrible, terrible thing to do, but that's just the way it's going to work, ladies and gents. That's just the way I'm going to have it work. All right. How are we doing with the buses then? I want to look at some of the stats. 204 people per week is not bad. Some decent numbers of people hanging around. Definitely some decent numbers of people hanging around. I think the majority of them are going to be here. Because the thing is, the stops here, the two stops opposite each other are doing two things. You'll notice that some people are getting off of the bus and going into the high school or the elementary school. But a lot of them are getting off the bus and crossing the road and going to the other stop in order to transfer to the other line because they might want to go, you know, up into, you know, if someone's going from like here, they might want to go here. So they transfer at this stop and they get to this spot. So that's why that bus line actually kind of works. Obviously 200 and something people is not that many people, but that's fine by me. Also interesting to see the taxis queued up here. I've never actually noticed the taxis doing this before. That's kind of cool. That's kind of nice to see. That really, really is kind of nice to see indeed. Okay, well, we have some demand for a couple of things done here. Let's go ahead and expand, I guess. We are going to have to start going in a very... I was going to say we have to go asymmetric here, but we kind of don't. We kind of don't. Because what I can do is I can turn this road into an actual road. I can continue that road down here and across like that. Then do the same over here. Now, obviously, I just want people to be aware. My plan here is not for this entire city to be just grids everywhere. I just want people to know that that's not my plan. My plan is to use this like a battery. And I've explained this in a lot of different Let's Plays and a lot of different games. I think SimCity was one that I did it a lot in as well. I describe this as a battery because that's kind of all it is. It is the battery at the heart of the city. All right, that's the way you need to think of this. I'm also going to move this dirt road because it's really not a good place. I want to just change. Oh, can I move the? I can't really move the landfill, can I? The cemetery is on that road, so what we can actually do is just bring this down to here and across like that. So that's fine. And then what I want to do is bring a regular road from there to there. Then from there down like that. And we'll do the same just over on this side as well to nicely split up that space. So just like that. So yeah, it's a big square at the moment. It is just a big square, but this is going to get us the money that we need. This is going to get us the population that we need. It's going to get us a bunch of stuff that we really, really do need. I realize I've split the commercial zoning in a pretty bad way there. So let me try and fix that. Let's get the zoning out of there, and let's get the zoning out of there, and let's fix what I've done. So the commercial zoning is going to go like that, and is going to go like that. So we're not actually gonna get all that much in here in terms of residential zoning. That's a bit of a shame, actually. Didn't really think about that. Okay, we'll not worry about it. What we'll do is we will just fill up all of that. Fill up all of that. We'll bring the commercial zoning right to the edge. We can get more industry in here. I think industry is going to be important. We still haven't got great amounts of education in here, so industry is going to be a must-have thing, unfortunately. It is obviously polluting like crazy, and it goes against what I said with regards to the city center, but you're just going to have to trust me. I have an idea. Also, surprisingly, traffic is okay. That's possibly the biggest surprise of this whole thing. Yeah, that's a really, really big surprise to me. Okay, now we're starting to have some slight traffic problems. Traffic's having trouble getting from this side to that side. Traffic's having trouble getting into the city. So what we might very well need to do is upgrade some of these roads to be avenues. And we're a busy town as well. Not bad. Not bad at all. Helicopter priority. What is that? If there are emergencies on areas with this policy on, the services will always use helicopters instead of ground vehicles. Oh no, that's quite cool. That's a very cool thing. Fast recovery in these areas. The emergency response unit does not search for survivors, but only makes it ready for rebuilding. More citizens are lost, but city recovers quicker. And then no rebuilding. Forbid rebuilding on lots with destroyed buildings. Lots have to be manually bulldozed to allow rebuilding. Interesting choice. Now, the good news is we have these different types of roads around here. I'm very, very excited to get to using these, especially these ones, which are the large avenues, but there's still only 2 roads, 2 lanes. That's all it is. Very keen to get to using that. Now, let me go ahead and put some, put in a road like that there, because what I've done is I've made it so that we don't need those little roads at the sides, and we still have the crosswalks there. So that's pretty cool to me. Quite a fan of that. Let's get rid of some residential zoning around here. I don't think you'd want to live next to those schools, to be honest. So we'll get some shops around them. We have big demand for industry as well. So I suppose we can do this kind of thing. And we can do this kind of thing as well. I like it. I think that'll work. That should be a little bit of a good expansion for the industry. The demand's coming down a little bit. Residential coming up a little bit too. Let's expand it a little bit further as well. Let's just go right out to the edges. We might as well. And we'll fill up pretty much everything that we have here in terms of zoning ability. And that's going to bring the population to nearly, well, actually it's dropped again because we got rid of a few houses, but that'll kind of happen to you. Oh, power problems again. Okay. I think what we'll do is we are making some good money, so let me just make some changes. I would like to bulldoze this, and I would like to add in an oil power plant. I'd like to put that there, bulldoze this, and add another oil power plant. Obviously very expensive, but that is going to be good. That's going to be good because that generates a lot of electricity. 305 megawatts of electricity being generated there. So I do quite like it indeed. I'm also thinking it might be an idea to remove this little crossover point here. But that would make this road here super busy. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn that little point into an avenue. I think I'm going to go for a 2-lane avenue though. Or 4-lane avenue, sorry. So why can't I upgrade this? Oh, the police station's there and the fire station's there. Okay. Move the fire station to there for a moment. Upgrade that road. Move the fire station to there and the police station to there and upgrade that road. And then we can redo the zoning there and redo the zoning there. And we'll see how that holds up. That might work a little bit better because we can get a little bit more traffic onto those roads. It might not, but we'll see. I'm certainly curious to see what happens. It looks like it's performing a little bit better. It looks like it's all moving a little bit quicker, so I'm quite happy with that. What's our next goal here? 6,500 people for another 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer square. We get the blimp, we get the metro, we get educational blimps. Switch advertisements on blimps to be educational posters to boost education slightly. Okay, well, that's actually really tempting. VIP area. Any and all shelters in the policy. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I knew what that was. We also get high density stuff next, and the blimp pathway, as well as the university incineration plant, and, well, all the rest of it as well. Quite keen to become a big town. Gonna be honest, quite keen indeed to become a big town. But we do also need to expand a little bit for more residential zoning. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing that next time. We're going to be growing that population, and we're going to be hoping that we can maybe start playing around with things like blimps, with things like ferries. I do think it would be fun to get like a ferry terminal sort of over here that goes up to like here or something. I think that'd be kind of nice. But we'll see what happens. We'll absolutely see what happens. We've also horrendously polluted this lake already. That's disgusting. Either way, thank you kindly for watching. This has been City Skylines Mass Transit Part 2, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.